my fellow fighters, and the people of the world. Today, I'm about to show you something very shocking, something you didn't expect to see or hear, at least of yet. But I'm sure many of you guys have observed, have watched, have seen this. But to those who haven't seen this, you're about to be shocked. This is going to blow your mind. You are going to be disappointed if maybe you are one of the people who used to support Nhlanhla or still support him. What you're about to witness now is going to be very disappointing to many of you who claim to support him, because this is crazy. This is crazy what you're about to watch. He was speaking about politics, and then in his conversation about politics, he ended up mentioning the name of Julius Malema. And you can only imagine what came after the name of Julius Malema. It's crazy stuff you're about to hear. But guys, listen to this.
The reason why I haven't joined politics, I'm going to tell you, I've been given so many political offers. Office bearer. I'm supposed to be in office, whether of this political party, many political parties, including Julius. I've denied all these opportunities in that politics because I understand politics is not a vehicle.
Julius,
that's what vacationing. Rona re tswa vacationing. Ne re gamua every day. Ne re dlala games tsa go gamana.
Ke ba tla taba ya o le sesi. Tsantse re lefatse re ke re bua.
Ne ra ine ke pari man. You know what I must do? I must go walk into parliament and test everyone for drugs. Go and say, some of them, the first ones are going to test positive for drugs. We can't allow this country to be led by politicians ba tsubandi drugs. Di pari ntho tse.
Wena le kene le bua ntho engwe jwale. Ba ile mthako wa mamina.
Mamela.
Ena manje wa itse man ba mo mamela bra. Yazi ngiyazibuza plug na uyithatha. O tlo bua re wa is day network ya skim chipinya le konse kwali wa bua ka nna mo mamela batho ba.
U bua nna with schemes ska divert, u rula divert, u bua nna address ka public. Na address ka very public.
Aunga head on because
akaseke nna ke amlela.
Maybe this time utla hlaya.
Mamela na man na ke tla di vartse ding. Skim nna ke ne ru ipaisa mo wena. O tseba ntlo re a ke short ka anything. Monna ka tla monna an shebile so tlo ba le party. Tlo ba le party ngwenze. A ke motlemedi Julius, and I think o etsa grand as ka renga ka nna because of dinja tsa ka tsa manete. Yena o na le dinja tse leng gore di sponsor wa ka di o ntsha di khumbi ba lobina e nna tsa ka di bini mfethu. They in and out of prison, they in boardrooms, they in government, even in that political party of his.
The question was not even what do you think about the CIC. The question was, why are you not in politics? Why are you not joining politics? He had to mention Julius Malema's name to make his point. You heard him. You heard everything he said. I'm kind of disappointed in this man. I used to respect him very much, I used to listen to him and take him serious until I realized there's nothing to take serious from this man. And it's not because of the CIC's attacks, but because of the lack of consistency in the things he does, in the things he says. Doesn't seem like a consistent person. It doesn't seem to stand for a position. Today he says this, tomorrow he says that. And for the fact that once upon a time he disrespected Julius Malema's wife and was speaking the way he was speaking about another man's wives, that was like, nah. I don't associate with men who lack honor. No ways. So I have lost respect towards this man. So maybe a bit of this analysis will be coming from a place of bias towards him, because I'm not his friend. I'm not his friend. And I don't respect him as a man. Like one-on-one, I don't. Yeah, he can act all gangster. He's a gangster. He has goons that are surrounding him. It's fine. I have nothing to do with that. Me, I'm analyzing content here. So, you heard what he said. I believe this is the consequences of the CIC mising him, for him to be so angry and bitter like this. When the CIC mises you and it doesn't give you attention, people suddenly become bitter. People suddenly, this is the consequences of the CIC acting like he doesn't know Nhlanhla as a joke, as satire, telling the whole world, who's that? What's that? I don't know that thing. You remember that? I want you guys to observe this.
Who's done? Who's Nhlanhla?
You don't know Nhlanhla? You've got to know Nhlanhla. Come on now. Which one is this one?
It's a TV presenter. What's that?
Operation Tudula.
I know Operation Tudula.
Yeah.
The one that moves people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the CIC saying it doesn't know Nhlanhla. It doesn't know Nhlanhla. I believe him acting like this, Nhlanhla, is the consequences of being mized by Julius or Malema. He was craving for that attention. He was craving for that reply. And the more the CIC mize him, the more the CIC never says anything in response to him, the more the CIC never speaks about him, is the more he wants to be so controversial. Even accusing the CIC of doing, those things. Accusing the CIC of doing those things. Those who take him serious, I'm sure they believe him. They believe him. Everything he says is gospel. That's the world we live in, So, I wanted to show you that, guys. And I also want to take you on a journey so you can understand maybe how this guy is acting. So, once upon a time, the CIC finally recognized that, Yazin, let me just give this young man, Nhlanhla, a little bit of recognition and say, and speak about his name and say something very profound using his name. Do you guys want to hear what the CIC was saying? The CIC was saying this.
Nhlanhla is not a definition of South Africa. He wanted to use xenophobia for his rise to fame. Even Tudula movement did not belong to him. He went to hijack it for his own selfish interest, and we have reduced him to an insignificant molecule, and therefore no one can rise in Africa on the ticket of xenophobia. That is the beginning and the end of your political career. So anyone who says such politics is not worth entertaining, because they are short-lived politics and they will never be sustained.
Was saying Nhlanhla is not the definition of South Africa. He tried to use xenophobic politics to rise to fame. And that Operation Tudula was not even his. That's true. All the CIC said there is true. Nobody can lie about that. It's true. He tried to rise to fame. Then Chigi, he went AWOL. Then he started going to podcasts, started speaking, started tripping over himself, saying inconsistent things, contradicting himself. Many people started losing interest, started stop respecting him. Many of the podcasts he continuously does, they only make numbers when he speaks about the CIC. He's done plenty of podcasts. All of them he speaks about Julius Malema, even in conversations where they never asked him questions relating to the CIC. So that can already tell you what type of time he's on. He's very angry. He's very bitter that the CIC, the only moment he said his name, the CIC was telling the whole world, this thing is a small boy, nobody should worry about him. He's acting all gangster, acting like, yeah, he can take on the CIC politicians. Do you guys want to know once upon a time when Nhlanhla threatened the CIC, what the CIC said in response to Nhlanhla? This is what the CIC said.
I'm not worried about you not saying that. Only when Malema starts threatening violence, all of you will be having voices. Some boys film themselves all the time here threatening me. And I can tell you with ease, let any boy come and try to stop me. He will meet his maker. When he leaves in the morning, he must kiss his mother goodbye. I've got no time for boys. Let him try and stop me.
That's what the CIC said is like, he's not going to be threatened by small boys. And the small boys who want to stop him, stop his work, they must just come wherever he's conducting a protest and try to stop that work. He will make them meet their maker now. That's what the CIC said. I believe that even made him to be furious so bad. He started to go to podcasts speaking about the CIC's wife, insulting the CIC and all of that. And we were watching, they were like, yo, this man, we thought he had potential, you know. At first, when he started, he was speaking sense. He was coming with all these wonderful ideas. Then Chigi, before elections, we start seeing him campaigning for the ANC. Like, this man said he has never been interested in politics. He doesn't care about politics. Then Chigi is there. He's there. Do you want to see him campaigning for the ANC? Your favorite, Nhlanhla. Before the elections, all this time, he was saying politics is a scam, wara. Then before elections, he's campaigning for the ANC. You think I'm lying? I'm not. Watch this.
Well, and this is, you know what this is, where the good times happen.
Viva ANC, you click, viva! Viva, Kosas, viva!
Yes, the same dude from Soweto. The same guy who says he has goons from all over the place. And yeah, me, I'm not trying to mess with these goons. Hey, mina gasawa bafethu, please don't come for me. I'm just saying though, we need to address certain things, you know, and expose certain behaviors in politics, certain behaviors in society. Why is he so bitter? It's been 3 years or 2 years and a half. The CIC hasn't said anything about him, but he's still speaking about him. He still speaks about the CIC. And I remember the other time he said his house, it was bombed. You know what, 4:05 or 4:08 in the morning. There's a meme about that. Was saying his house was bombed. Do you guys remember when he was saying his house was bombed? He spoke about that, and on one of the pressers of the EFF, the CIC was asked about that. You don't want to know what the CIC said. But let me show you him explaining that his house was bombed.
A few minutes past 4 a.m. I received calls from the entire neighborhood saying that, listen, there's massive bombs and gunshots going off, and we think it's at your house. And then in the same breath, I received calls from people in my house and saying, listen, we don't know what to do because there's a bomb that hit the roof, and there's a second explosion now in the yard. So they thought the one that's outside was actually in the yard. You look at all my neighbors' windows, they're all shattered. So you can just imagine that the quality or the quality of bomb.
We're at the home of Nhlanhla here in Pimville, Soweto, and we understand that his house was petrol bombed a little earlier. This is the spot that we believe the bomb hit. The house is though unharmed, untouched, so it seems all is well apart from this. But the area has been cordoned off. There's police tape, quite a heavy police presence here, and
that's his beautiful house. You see, he has a beautiful house. But I don't see the house being bombed. I don't see the windows cracked. The bomb lesha eduze kwepali if it is a bomb. And ibomb enjani eshamkoto omncane kaso. Ibomb enja lo muntu ophethe ibomb wayageje kaso. Wayidrina shaya aphonthe ibomb phakathi kwendlu. So okay, maybe we are trying to look deep into something that is just a kiddie pool. So maybe let's not go there. Let's leave it like that. So the CIC responded to all of that because that was trending. It was on the news. It was controversy. All of a sudden, it was the news. Hey, Nhlanhla's house is being bombed. Hey, wara. The CIC was asked on one of the EFF pressers. You don't want to know what he said. You want to know? Okay. This is what the CIC said.
I mean, this thing that you are asking us about, the house that was burnt, where the neighbors, bombed, where the neighbors said something, quack, 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 boom, the house fell. You want to reduce us to Netflix now? We don't make movies. We're engaged in real struggle, not gua, 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 gua. So, please, we are not part of that mess.
You can tell the CIC is not buying the story. It's not buying fiction stories. It's not buying lies, a story created to act like, hey, this guy is some wanted guy in the hood. He's not buying that. He's not buying that. So, it is what it is, guys, you know. I hope maybe you understand this thing. Yeah, it came from a little bit way back. It's not something that started now. It's been coming, but the CIC finally left it, was like, I don't want to talk about this thing anymore. Stop asking me about this thing. The CIC, when he says it doesn't know Nhlanhla, he's not saying it literally like it doesn't know him. He's saying that just to avoid being asked more questions about him, just to let it go. You know, like, man, I don't know that thing. Let it go. You know, something like this when he was asked by JJ. You know, that way. It's not literally he doesn't. But it's like, hey, that's straight there. It's all there. Let's not speak about those things. They don't matter. We are focusing on important things. You know, something like that. So I think the more the CIC was acting like that, in dismissive of him, he became more furious. You know. Like you can see now he's boiling for the attention of the CIC. The other day he was speaking about Julius Malema's wife. Julius Malema never responded, was quiet. You can see now he's trying to find something big now to say about the CIC. The CIC is still quiet. I wonder what else he's going to say next. But yeah, guys, just wanted to show you some shocking news. I am very disappointed because this man, I once used to listen to him and I used to believe he has potential. But now it just seems like, nah. We don't need him, you know, to speaking in public. It doesn't add any value, according to me. That's what I believe. But it is what it is, guys. I thank you very much. Thank you.